Both of these
Welcome to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Thank you so much for kicking off your evening with us. I'm Hallie Reeves.
And I'm Cassidy Rickley.
We have a packed show for you tonight, starting off with some exciting news for graduating seniors.
And later on, we'll have your national news update with The Watch.
Now, I don't know if you've been outside today, but the weather has been crazy.
I know, it's been going from sunny to rainy all day, and I don't know what to make out of it.
Well, let's go ahead and check in with weather anchor Mackenzie Cox to see what our current conditions are looking like.
Good evening, Rebels. It's currently 71 degrees outside. We had some serious rain showers this morning that are set to continue throughout the week, so we better get outside while we can. We'll be back with more in news and weather.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Now, this time of year can be so stressful with finals right around the corner, and especially for seniors who are getting ready to graduate.
Luckily, the Student Activities Association, also known as SAA, is helping here to students find some light and fun in the stress of these last few weeks of school.
NewsWatch reporter Leighton Lawhead has all the details.
Whether we like it or not, both final exams and graduation are right around the corner for us seniors. Both of these events can cause a lot of stress, but luckily the Student Activities Association is here to help.
Our events are created to be accessible for all students, whether it's your first time on campus or you're about to graduate in a couple weeks.
The Student Activities Association plans free events throughout the semester, but takes special care of the students during finals week.
Doing goat yoga tomorrow because we know that finals are coming up soon. Just like a fun, easy way to go out there and just have fun with your friends. Even if you're not good at yoga, you just come pet a goat.
Senior Claire Reynolds says she's excited to participate.
I'm more project-based with my finals. I think it'd be super nice to take advantage of those opportunities, especially now that I know they exist.
Hopefully hope that lots of seniors can look back at their time and some of their favorite memories is maybe riding a mechanical land shark on the plaza or getting a stuffed grove squirrel.
A schedule of SAA events can be found on their Instagram page, Ole Miss SAA, or their website. Make sure to study hard, but don't forget to have fun too. I'm Leighton Lawhead for NewsWatch.
Although senior stress is high, this school year is quickly wrapping up, which means graduation is on the horizon. On Thursday, Chancellor Glenn Boyce shared that Ole Miss alum and Super Bowl champion A.J. Brown will be returning to campus as the keynote speaker during the commencement convocation. Off of the football field, Brown is an advocate for literacy, education, and mentorship for young people. Chancellor Boyce describes Brown as, quote, the epitome of excellence, determination, and service, end quote, which are all characteristics that he hopes graduates can take with them in their next chapter of life. Convocation is set for 9 a.m. on Saturday, May 10th in the Grove.
Looking for a way to unwind before finals? Well, Wellness Day is right around the corner. This Wednesday at 7 p.m., the Leadership and Engagement Ambassadors are putting on a nighttime yoga class at the South Campus Rec Center at the outdoor turf area. Here, students can enjoy a relaxing yoga class right before the stress of finals and the end-of-year activities. Yoga mats will be provided, and you can RSVP at olemiss.campuslabs.com.
Cassidy, I don't know about you, but coming up with this summer, jobs are looking crazy. I'm having to look for internships. It's so hectic.
I know. I already started to look for internships for next summer.
Well, let's go ahead and check in with reporter Amelia Ward on what students' plans are for this summer.
With classes winding down here at Ole Miss, we can be sure to see students focusing on their futures. But what does that mean? How have they prepared? Let's take a look.
So my goal, so I'm a legal studies major, so my goal after college is to at least work, get some type of law background, work in a law firm, get the way of it, and then attend law school, hopefully at Ole Miss.
While some students like Keishan Morgan have a set path for post-college, others are really focusing on current classes.
I'm really only a sophomore, and I haven't really started that complete job search yet. Trying to stack on those skills that I'm going to need later in life, especially when that job search does really start picking up.
Senior Tyler Faircloth just returned from an internship and takes note of the very competitive job search.
It's been an experience trying to find a job. It's definitely been tighter. There's less and less options as it gets more competitive the higher up you go.
Student Becca Woodruff also just finished an internship, but says finding a job is still competitive.
A lot of those internships are very, I feel like, competitive, and it's like you have to have like years of experience, and I'm only 21, and I feel like I had to start working at like 14 years old to be even considered.
Whether you have a job secured or are still on the hunt, this time marks an exciting change for many Ole Miss students. Amelia Ward, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
If you live in Oxford, then you have definitely heard of the annual Double Decker Festival that takes place on the square during the last weekend in April. Double Decker is returning for its 28th year starting this Friday. Attendees can enjoy shopping for art, work, and jewelry, try different foods, and of course, watching the artists like Houndmouth and Grace Potter. This is a jam-packed weekend, so it does tend to get a little busy with an additional event like the annual 5 and 10K.
Well, I can't believe I'm even saying this, but finals are around the corner, and more than 5,000 Ole Miss students will need to register to take finals for online classes. If you take a look at your screen, you can use this website to register for any finals you need to take care with the testing center. Now, this is a very important detail. After 5 p.m. May 2nd, there will be a $20 fee to schedule or reschedule a test, so make sure to sign up as soon as possible.
And speaking of finals, something sweet this morning, the CME Easter study break.
Let's send it over to reporter Tyra Walton to see what the event was all about.
As the semester winds down and the university gets quieter, students are preparing for finals. The CME, Center for Manufacturing Excellence, hosted a study break for their students. In the CME Lounge, the Students Advisory Board provided nothing but cakes and drinks for students and faculty to grab and go throughout the day. The SAB wanted to provide an incentive to help motivate students in their studies. For NewsWatch Ole Miss, Tara Walton reporting.
Well, coming up, we have your national news update with The Watch.
And a new state law that may affect your next trip to the gas station.
NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Sometimes in life, in order to move forward, it helps to look back.
To learn from the pioneers and trailblazers.
To gain inspiration from those who came before us.
To show us what it means to act with empathy and to show that love has no labels.
Join WWE and Love Has No Labels throughout the year in celebrating people from all communities and heritages.
Because when love has no labels,
that's a love we can all fight for.
Hurricane Helene, devastating impacts on the southeast. Now it's time to help the people and communities who need it most. To make a one-time financial gift to the American Red Cross, scan the QR code on the screen. Make sure to select I want to support Hurricane Helene and enter how much you'd like to donate. Or go to redcross.org/donate. Together, we will make a difference for those recovering in hard-hit communities.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. A recent House bill passed by the Mississippi House of Representatives is going to limit the choices of vapes when purchasing later this year. Alexia Andrzejczyk checks in with a local business owner and an anonymous student to get their thoughts on the matter.
Vaping is a common habit, especially among college students.
People vape, you'd be surprised how many people do it.
But House Bill 916, passed by the Mississippi House of Representatives, may drastically change this. With this new law, the Commissioner of Revenue will publish a directory on October 1st, and retailers will have 60 days to either sell or remove any unauthorized products from their shelves, meaning much fewer vape options will be available to Mississippians. And stores selling these products could be surprised with inspections on a regular basis. The new bill makes Ole Miss students worried that they may no longer be able to purchase their preferred brand or flavor of vape, according to a student who chose to remain anonymous.
They're getting rid of a lot of options of flavors, and I know that can cause a lot of anxiety for students. Even when I go in and I try to buy my preferred flavor and they don't have it, I get frustrated, so I can't imagine it being a permanent thing.
Not only affecting consumers, but also business owners. Let's take a look inside to see how this could be affecting business owners here in Oxford, Mississippi.
It depends a lot on selling vapes, and it brings in a lot of customers. And it makes the business so much better, but I don't know how we're going to do with everything going up, because we had the vapes, rent went up, everything went up. And now they're cutting it down. I don't know how we're going to do with the rent and all. But
Any store that violates these new rules will be hit with a fine that will cost them up to $1,500 per illegal product sold per day. I'm Alexia Intercheck, NewsWatch, Ole Miss.
Thank you, Alexia. We'll have more with local news and sports along with weather later on, but now let's take a look at what's happening nationally with Hallie Reeves on The Watch.
Thank you, Cassidy. Pope Francis died earlier today at 88 years old, following a lengthy bout of double pneumonia, the Vatican said in a statement. Cardinal Kevin Farrell, who oversees the Pope's affairs, announced his death from Casa Santa Marta, where Francis lived at the Vatican. A funeral date has not been announced, but the Vatican said it would likely take place between Friday and Sunday. Francis died of a stroke and irreversible heart failure, according to a Vatican doctor in a death certificate released Monday. The Vatican also said Francis had relayed in a final statement he wishes to be buried at the Basilica of St. Mary Major in Rome. Bringing it back to the United States, the Trump administration is gearing up for another battle against Harvard. The Journal says President Trump plans to cut another $1 billion from Harvard after the school refused to accept president's policy demands. The money being pulled would affect the federal grants and contracts for health research. Last Monday, the Trump administration announced it was freezing more than $2 billion in multi-year grants to the school. According to the letter from the administration, the demands included giving the federal government oversight on admissions and hiring. In addition, the school would have to eliminate all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. Harvard officials called the demands a non-starter. And in Maryland, a man who mistakenly deported to El Salvador by the Trump administration has been moved to a new prison. The Democratic senator was speaking after the returning from El Salvador, where he met Kilmar Abrego Garcia, who was sent to the notorious prison last month. The Supreme Court has ordered the government to facilitate his return. However, the Trump administration officials have continued to push back against the order.
What the president wants to do is talk about that as if we can't all fight gang violence, which I've been doing for much longer than Donald Trump, right? His argument is you can't fight that and at the same time uphold people's constitutional rights. That's a very dangerous view. And if we deny the constitutional rights of this one man, it threatens the constitutional rights of everybody in America.
And that's all we have for your national news. Be sure to tune back in tomorrow night at 5 for any developments. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Hallie. We're going to have a full forecast after the break, but Mackenzie, what are tonight's weather conditions looking like?
Well, I wish I could bring you some good news on this Monday, but it looks like we're in for some more showers, and that will continue throughout the week. We'll be back with more in weather after the break.
This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Some people have a deep, abiding respect for the natural beauty that was once this country. And some people don't. People start pollution. People can stop it.
Whether it's our stories, the warmth of our laugh, or our family's secret sauce, we all bring something different to the table. So make some space. The power of connection is waiting right outside your comfort zone. Learn how you can help strengthen your community at belongingbeginswithus.org/teamup.
Good evening, Rebels, and welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. It has been up and down and all over the place in weather today, but right now we're sitting at 71 degrees, so it's starting to warm up a little bit. And the good news is it looks like most of the showers are past us for now. Low chance of precipitation, low wind moving into this evening. Similar day all across North Mississippi. You can see we've been in the mid to low 70s all across. Those rain showers that have moved through have caused a little bit of variation across the region, but nothing we haven't seen before. Tonight, it'll be cooling off just a little bit, about 60 degrees or just shy of it. And you'll see that slight uptick in chance for showers. This week, you're going to want to keep your umbrella handy and your rain boots ready to go because it's not going away anytime soon. Low winds, though, so very low potential for severe weather. Most of it will just be showers moving through overnight while you sleep. Tomorrow, we're going to be back up almost to 80 degrees, so we're going to start to feel that humidity again, continuing to stay a little bit more weather aware tomorrow. Afternoon showers, so when you're going to class in the morning, you don't need to expect too much, but you might just want to pack a rain jacket in case. Chance of precipitation about 35% on and off throughout the day. And it'll be warmer tomorrow, starting to feel like summer, but bringing some of those storms that come with the season as well. Taking a look at our national forecast, we can see some movements coming through that have been contributing to this rain that we're seeing. The good news is we're definitely reducing our drought chances heading into this summer, but we'll just have to bear with it for the next week. As you can see in our 5-day forecast, it is thunderstorms across the board all the way into Saturday. And I know we have a lot of fun outdoor activities coming up, so we'll just need to keep our eyes on the forecast.
Guys, all I want to do is tan, and it's been every single weekend.
I know, every weekend, and we only have a few more weekends left of school, so I would love to see some nice weather, but
Me too.
I guess not this
I
weekend.
know, and we have double-decker coming up this weekend and some baseball.
Yes, and so I really hope you get the chance to tan at Vanderbilt this weekend, but this last weekend of baseball did feel pretty gloomy and pretty cloudy. And you know, I've got some recaps for you from both traveling Rebel teams and nationally on the court and the rink. All this and more after this short break.
Teachers are dynamic leaders shaping a new generation, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. They're skilled experts, discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, leading by example. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org.
Gonna be a hot one out there for move-in weekend, Ole Miss. Good luck this year, Rep.
You did it. You're home. I can't wait for you to discover the true meaning of Hotty Toddy. It's a cheer that connects us all to the red and blue. It's the moment that begins when you step on campus and continues long after you turn your tassel. I can't wait for you to discover your legacy and make the world a better place. Are you ready? Everyone has a ritual. That small thing to keep us focused. A habit we never skip. To clear our minds and elevate our performance. What do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Maybe you surround yourself with positivity. Or you need to center yourself. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body. It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back, Revs. I'm Erica Durkee with SportsWatch. Ole Miss baseball fell to 23 in the rankings after a disappointing series loss against unranked South Carolina. The first game was a 3-2 loss. Austin Foley and Mitchell Sanford each had solo homers, but Ole Miss just couldn't get it done. Mason Morris, though, continues to be strong out of the bullpen, pitching 2.2 hitless innings in relief. He actually hasn't allowed an earned run over his last 3 appearances, including 20 strikeouts. Game 2 secured the series loss with the Rebs falling 7-2 with only 4 hits. One of the hits, though, was a leadoff home run from Hayden Federico. But the Gamecocks scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first, and starter Riley Maddox was taken out after only 2.1 innings. The only other run came from Federico again due to a Judd Utermark RBI. Ole Miss managed to avoid the sweep, though, thanks to a dominant first inning in Game 3, looking much more like they should against an unranked opponent. The first frame ended with the Rebs notching 7 runs off of 13 batters, 5 hits, and 5 walks. Mitchell Sanford kicked it off with a lead-off home run, and Foley launched a grand slam right to his mom in left field. And the Rebs just kept rolling. Will Furness homered, and Federico had a 2 RBI single in the 6th, and Sanford had another home run, and Judd Utermark RBI put Ole Miss up 12-2, with reliever Will McCausland closing it out in the bottom for a run rule win. Mason Nichols also had a strong start in Game 5, going 5 innings with 2 runs and 3 strikeouts. Hopefully, Ole Miss can keep this momentum up for their midweek matchup against Mississippi State in Pearl, Mississippi tomorrow at 6. Softball won their series on the road against number 23 ranked Georgia. Game 1 was a historic win, 20-11. It didn't look great for the Rebs, who were down 8-2 in the second, though. But Ashton Lansdell had a grand slam in the third, and a 2-run homer from Percy Yamas in the fourth tied it. And another grand slam from Lexi Brady put Ole Miss firmly in the lead. And they just kept rolling, collecting 7 more runs in the final inning. This game was one for the record books, with 31 combined runs tying the SEC single-game record, Lexi Brady tying the single-game RBI record with 6, and she also tied the single-season record with 15 home runs. Game 3, despite a 3-run game-tying homer from Ashton Lansdell, was lost 6-4 because the Bulldogs responded with 2 runs at the bottom of the inning and held off Ole Miss for the rest of the game to win it. Ole Miss would take the rubber match, though, thanks to another home run from Ashton Lansdell, who has a homer in 4 consecutive games. Georgia tied it due to an error, but the Rebs took the lead again thanks to Percy Yamas' RBI double. A couple more errors later, starter Brianna Lopez secured the win after going 7 innings, no earned runs, and 5 strikeouts. Softball will play number 2 ranked Tennessee this weekend to close out their regular season home slate. Let's take a look nationally as both the NBA and NHL playoffs are underway. Round 1 of the NBA playoffs began this weekend with the Pacers, Nuggets, Knicks, and Timberwolves winning on Saturday, and the Thunder, Celtics, Cavaliers, and Warriors taking Game 1 wins on Sunday. The Western Conference is looking unpredictable, with the 7th seed Warriors actually favored over the 2nd seed Rockets. And the Thunder setting a record for the largest margin win with a score of 131-80. And the 4-5 matchup between the Nuggets and Clippers is tight, with Game 1 actually going into overtime. In the East, the Cavaliers and Celtics are highly favored, as well as the Knicks over the Pistons, despite New York losing the season series to Detroit. And keep an eye out for the 4-5 Bucks and Pacers matchup, especially as Milwaukee is without Damian Lillard to start the series. The Stanley Cup playoffs have also begun, with victories from the Jets, Hurricanes, Maple Leafs, Golden Knights, and Avalanche defeating their rivals, the Dallas Stars. If you want to keep up with these tournaments, you can watch the Knicks versus Pistons at 6:30 and the Clippers versus Nuggets at 9 on TNT or Max, and 4 NHL matchups starting at 6 on ESPN and ESPN2. And that's all I've got for sports. Be sure to follow us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
And just like that, she starts to grin. A special flame's been lit within. The spark of something new begins. There's something in the water. On her own, she's in the zone. Determination can't be thrown. Resilience building in her bones. There's something in the water. With her gator on and her waders on, she can tackle anything till dawn. There must be something in the water. On and off the boat she flies. The sky's the limit. She's soaring high. She's a force of nature on the rise. There's something in the water.
Just try one. If you don't like it, it's easy to give up.
Uh-oh, nicotine. I'd better move fast. Up and away!
Go on, kid, go on.
Superman, is it hard to give up smoking or is it easy like nicotine says?
You no good windbag, nicotine.
No, Superman. Leave me one. Please, I need one. Just...
That's how hard it is. That's why I never say yes to a cigarette.
How to know if you should reach out to a friend. Your friend might be worried, sad,
grumpy, angry,
stressed, weird, rebellious,
anxious,
antisocial,
lonely,
sleeping less,
sleeping more,
eating less,
eating more. Look, there are a lot of things to watch out for, but you know your friend best. So if they're not acting themselves, why not say something? Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org. Awkward.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. So have you seen the people wearing the floaties and the goggles on campus?
Yeah, it looks like they're gearing up to go to the beach, but it's actually a game called Senior Assassin.
While you may be thinking these students are gearing up for a trip, NewsWatch reporter Leighton Lawhead has all the details on what this fun senior tradition is all about.
A growing number of senior Ole Miss students have been donning pool floaties and carrying water guns. But why?
Essentially like a kind of manhunt adult version.
Senior Assassin games are taking place all over campus. Senior Erin Foley organized a group of her friends to participate, thus earning her the title of Game Maker.
Every player paid $5 to participate, so I think we have about $235 right now, and only one person gets it.
The rules of the game are that you have 1 week to take out your assigned target. The elimination must be filmed and the target must be hit with water from a water gun.
Participants have to submit video proof of their attack for it to count. Neil Norman made sure to get a perfect shot.
I took it upon myself to wear a GoPro to get a good first-person view. Fantastic footage, but most people that don't go over the top like me just tend to film on Snapchat with their phone.
You are only safe from an attack if you are in a school building or wearing either goggles or pool floaties.
I thought floaties were more embarrassing than anything else I saw, and I think you have to have something that's slightly embarrassing, something that they might not wear.
Senior Assassin groups have Instagram pages to post which players have been eliminated. The last player standing wins a cash prize and bragging rights. But for senior Neil Norman, he says the game is about more than the money.
I mean, this is the last time we're going to see a lot of these people. We're about to graduate in, 30 days? So it's just a fun little send-off.
These games are in no way associated with the university and are all in good fun. Next time you see a student in pool floaties, be sure to wish them good luck. I'm Leighton Lawhead for NewsWatch.
Well, that's all we have for tonight. Tune in tomorrow. I'm Hallie Reeves.
And I'm Cassidy Rickley with your latest news.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5.
NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live
and keep it local.